Albuquerque, New Mexico, the land of enchantment, and today home to the szn2, New Mexico Bowl. While this game caps off the regular season, how that season is remembered will be impacted greatly by what happens in this game. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Ducks offense will start this game off. Guys, it's been a long season. These two squads have had their fair share of battles, but today, David, they have a chance to end the season with a W.
And it's a little bit old school, right? With the bowl system, not as much to play for, but you get to put that uniform on again. And it should mean something. You had the bowl prep. You got to have some fun in a different city, Jesse. Now you get to go out and attack this game.
And it's another opportunity just to finish the season, right? To go out with a win. Both of these teams have taken this bowl game seriously. They've prepared. They feel like they're both ready to go. Winning this game is important to build momentum for next year, and also you want to send the seniors out with a W.
Off play action. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Working the big fella to the corner. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket, make all the throws. This guy here reminds me a little bit of them.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback.
On the sweet spin, and he's free. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down.
It's so hard to tackle these fast guys in the open field. You see when you duck your head and you're going trying to hit somebody, you can't see him anymore. Ducks his head a little bit. Next thing you know, broken tackle, guys getting extra yards.
He'll pitch it. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job. Nice scripted plays. Taking advantage. Strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up. Get a stop. Force him either to kick a field goal.
Not enough space. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. The Ducks trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll go with a direct snap. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Johnson wants to throw it. They're working that left side. Touchdown, Oregon! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. end zone, it's Smith. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So the Raging Cajuns offense will take the field for the first time. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. Be interesting to see what they do today.
Looking to fire. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Let's take a second to talk about the Raging Cajuns. Great pickup on the defensive front. Three-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools, and this is a guy that you can build around that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
And the Raging Cajuns will try to pin them back with the punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Johnson looking to throw. Got his man on the right.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Ducks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking for a deep man. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive. You want to keep calling these downfield shots. I know you didn't complete that one, but you want to send a clear message. You're trying to take the top off this defense. You keep calling downfield shots. You soften up the coverage. You get those safeties playing deep.
Turning it on. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he punctuated that drive by... He'll bring it out. It's Smith. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, this defense has set the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
They'll run play action. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
Defensively, you got them backed up. There's two options that they're going to do. They're going to run the football, be conservative, or they're going to try to take shots down the field. They tried to take a shot. Defense was ready. Nice pass rush. Way to get to the QB and get after that sucker.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Finds the tight end. He'll step out of bounds at the 13, and that gives him a little bit more room.
Love the coverage and not giving up an inch defensively. Their 3rd down, smothering the receiver. As soon as he caught the ball, down he went. They've got this offense pinned. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Johnson wants to throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Johnson. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
And you got to love the versatility of the big fella. You put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. He breaks a tackle. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Quarterback may change this route. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Oh, they're after him. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And just having a guy that can continually make plays on the ground, it just opens up space for your running back, for your receivers, makes you defend the whole field. And it's not always big gains, but you've seen him today, man. It keeps the offense in positive situations with just little plays here and there, knowing he's a threat.
They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line. And the Ducks in the hurry-up. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Makes the catch. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. He'll do it himself. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Oregon!
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. The give to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
That's reeled in. It's Johnson. There he goes. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
And he just threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
Well, this offensive coordinator has to be scratching his head because he's trying to keep his quarterback protected. He's trying different things, sliding the offensive line, keeping tight ends and running backs in, chipping, going empty, and getting the ball out quickly, but it's not working. They're just losing the one-on-one battles up front, and in the second half looking forward, I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it.
They're setting up the screen. At midfield, he's got room. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Nice job by the defense there on 3rd and long, just sitting back and keeping everything in front of them. They give up an easy completion, but because they were able to rally and make the tackle, now they set up 4th.
He'll pull it on the read. Ran through the contact. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The raging Cajuns want to move quickly.
And I love that decision by this quarterback. No monkeying around, man. Get to the spot, get the first down, lower your shoulder. I don't need a big play. I just want another set of downs. Nice job running the option, knowing where the first down marker is.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Rush is on him. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working, Dave.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Johnson looking to throw. Finds us back in the middle. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Quarterback on the keeper. Quick spin on the run. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
These read option plays are very hard to stop because you got to have enough guys in the box to play that immediate run, but also always be ready for that quarterback to take the ball and scoot out wide.
And when the running room in the middle. The 10. Touchdown Ducks. He got a step and just dusted the field. This guy's putting the Oregon offense on his shoulders, carrying them however you want. on the ground or through the air.
Nah, I mean, so fun to watch when you got a guy that can do this. And we've seen it with the Ducks in history, man. They've had some great ones that put their team on their shoulders. If you need me to run it, I'll run it. You need me to throw it, I can do that too.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's into the end zone for the 2 and extends the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the points come in a lightning strike, a 70-yard touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They've gotten very little done on their first 3 possessions, hoping this one will be more productive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking downfield on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Off the play fake. Catch in the middle, it's Washington. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
That's a great sign for this offense, man. Everything's been difficult so far. You've dug yourself a huge hole. They're going to have to find some completions, find some energy, find some momentum somehow, because it's been a struggle out the gates.
He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Pass rush. Gets there. Gets home. Gets him down at the 23.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point. They know how to rush the passes. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
To do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now, setting up 4th down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that, but if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
He almost broke that when they finally get him stopped, but let's see if he had a little help. There's a penalty marker down.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
And the Raging Cajuns send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin him deep. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He might want another play. Johnson wants to throw it. Fires to the middle. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic, and fortunate to get it back.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown on this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. The Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Moves away as he feels pressure. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. That's caught. It's Casper. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They'll try to get it through the air. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Oregon! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all. Going into the half, great execution by this offense.
The AT unit on the field. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Jones. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the offense doesn't want to take a chance here. They'll just come out and take a knee and wrap up the half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Reese, thanks. You put these two programs together, given the seasons they had, and we figured we might get a notable first half in this New Mexico Bowl. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering 2 things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable?
The Ducks will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the 2nd half. looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. While that first half certainly wasn't what they had in mind, maybe a big comeback is in the offing here in bowl season.
And I think that's a nice way of saying they were all...
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking, and something's a little bit off, and I like the deep shot down the field. At least it wasn't an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards, because everything's been difficult today.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. They'll stop him short of the line to gain. Stopped him just short of the 20 at the 19. It'll be 4th down.
Well, they weren't able to gain a lot of real estate on that last completion deep down in their own end. If anything, if you're looking for a silver lining, I guess the punter maybe has a little bit more room to try to get one off now on 4th.
A huge return there. Steps out of bounds, but man, did he put his team in great position. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Working that left side now. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
A lot of smiles right now in this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. And this quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult to him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on, bottling him up. That's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm, make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
And after that stop from the defense, they're still on the 2, and now it's 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Dampier. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Fit it in the window for the score.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Deflected at the goal line.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of two-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
Louisiana, 0.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. He'll bring it out. It's Jones. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. They go to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Catch in the middle, it's Dennis. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
The thing I like about about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. From the gun on third down. Grab near the marker, it's Robertson. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Raging Cajuns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. They'll run the screen. Crosses the 30, he's got away. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
That's a huge throw for the going to be easy, considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Washington. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first.
And there you see the bind that the RPO play could put a defender in. That linebacker had to make a decision. Was the running back going to get the ball? He thought so, so he bit up, and that allowed the slant to be thrown in behind him.
Oh, he's got a chance. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. They'll line up for a second down play. Now the play fake. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
They say pressure bust pipes. This quarterback can attest to that. Goodness gracious. They're getting after him all day. There's a reason they're behind. Pressure the quarterback goes a long way to getting the W.
On third down, he drops to throw. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a third down stop. And the Raging Cajuns line up to punt it away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. Back to throw, it's Dampier. Moves around to clear up the vision. He's out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Trying play action. Now sliding to his left. Quarterback gets past the marker. At the 45 on his way. There he goes. He's at the touchdown, Oregon. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's the danger on defense about playing this guy. You've got to keep him in the pocket. If you let him get outside, he can hurt you throwing it, or he can take off and kill you. And that's what he did right there. Moving forward, they have got to do a better job containing this QB.
Two-point conversion attempt is on the way. He'll keep it himself. He's got the two-point conversion, and they build on that lead.
And what do you do if you're on defense? You're on an island trying to tackle that guy. If you go for him, he's pitching it, and they're walking in with 2. Tough spot to be in. The defense gives up 2 points there.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Jones. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Here comes the offense on second down. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? The Raging Cajuns come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Snap from the gun on third down. Lofts one deep down the right side. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. And the Raging Cajuns decide to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And the returner will be knocked down. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Wants to throw. It's Dampier. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Keeps it himself and gets to first. Breaks into the open. And the strategy of just letting the quarterback run until he gets tired is not a winning one. Another explosive play and another first down.
Man, I want to be the play caller. Just to have a guy at the quarterback spot that's over 100 yards now that he's chewed up. He can throw it, but he can also pull it down, and he's so elusive, makes plays, really makes this offense go.
Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Here comes third and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. From the gun, wants to pass. Shoots it to the left. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. He's got it. First down and more. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. This has been a complete obliteration so far, as the third quarter stats will show you. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And you get more and more hits on the QB like this right there, more and more making him scramble out of the pocket to the right. That's winning. He's going to start to see ghosts. He'll start to panic. He'll start to speed up that processor. Nice job by the defense making that quarterback feel very, very uncomfortable.
Offside defense.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
Can the D deny them on second and goal? They'll try to run it in. And he'll be stopped for no gain. Still sitting at the 3-yard line.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Touchdown, Ducks! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
To the air, it's Dampier. And that one is picked off in the end zone.
I love the coverage by the defense right here. Great job getting up in their space. Nothing easy down here for a 2-point conversion. The interception was just great.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Here's the heat. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And this has been one of those days you want to forget. I mean, you're getting drunk. There's no other way to put it. It's been a bad day. I'm trying to put a drive together here, maybe to just get some kind of momentum, something positive, maybe something in the locker room we can talk about that didn't go wrong.
He's going to get loose. He just about took that one to the house. They finally bring him down, but when you have a return like that, it pretty much eats up everything gained by the punt. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This field position better than you could ever hope for. 1st and goal from the 8. They'll try to get it in with the run. Beck's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Moving out of the pocket. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead.
And that's what makes this guy so dynamic. Not only is he good using his legs out in the field, but down here close to the goal line, if things aren't open, he can get it in himself running it, and they do for 2 points.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Pulls it in. It's Smith. Good pick up a little bit short of the sticks. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so trying to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
They punt it away on 4th down. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. He's going to fire to the left. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. You got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you take that shot, and you stop the clock. Now, it's a long shot, but you're letting teams hang around.
And I prefer to win. Like, I want to make sure that, you know, if I'm up, I'm going to run the football. But there is definitely a school of thought in nowadays where I'm putting up stats and I'm keeping the pedal to the floor.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Back to pass, it's Dampier. Out of the backfield, he's open. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. He would have loved to have been able to throw the ball past the first down sticks, couldn't get it done, and they couldn't create enough room off the dump down, Jesse.
So let's give credit to the D.
Converts on fourth down, still going. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning. And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. A shot toward the end zone. And that one was way too far for anybody to catch, except the ticket holders. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Quick completion to the right. Oh, got some room, entered to the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding at Oregon as trigger men. Not only throw the football, but guys.
Looking to convert the two, and he will not. The defense gets to him with the sack. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Smith. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. The Raging Cajuns will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Makes the catch at the 45. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. It's complete to the right. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season. Also wrapping up a really outstanding performance. Turning it on! And he's brought down after a nice game.
Man, it's so nice to have a QB that can do that can run and make plays when you need it. Late in the football game, trying to run this clock out, preserve the win. He picks up the big...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
He makes the grab for the 2. I don't know why you need to go for 2 there, but they do, and it's successful. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. At the 35, he's loose. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. And the Raging Cajuns just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by the defense shutting down all the options. Don't let him get into his reading phase. Go get him right now, play sound, and more importantly, tackle him and get him on the ground.
He's got it inside the 25. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
And he takes it in the end zone for a touchdown. And a little pressing here at the end of the game.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. And he tacks on the extra point. So the kickoff team will come out after they turned in a score on that last drive.
78, Louisiana.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Scanning the field, it's Dampier. Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. The Ducks come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on first down. Dumps it to the back. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
And the Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's low. And they make the connection, and he's got it at the 10-yard line. Set up with a red zone opportunity. The Ducks have pushed it inside the 20. Looking to throw on first down. Scrambling away. Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play. Timeout is called with just a single second left. The sportsmanlike thing to do might be victory formation. The stat hog would kick a field goal here. And he'll try to bang this one through from 52 yards out and the left hash. The official says no good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep pouring on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical. They were faster, and it showed today.
And with that, the season comes to a close for these two teams. Another bowl game is all wrapped up, and we are finished as well. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, thanking our entire crew and thanking you for being with us for another presentation of EA Sports College Football. We'll see you next season.